This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, October the 20th. Well, he's deceased, but he was a star for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they really needed a superstar. After all, Tampa were an expansion team. So he played great in college. He was a number one overall pick in the NFL draft. Played 9 years for the Bucs. And is in the Hall of Fame since 1995. His name is Leroy Selmon, who was born October 20th, 1954 in Eufaula, Oklahoma, the youngest of 9 children. He was a pretty good student and all that, and played football through high school. He had 2 brothers, Lucius and Dewey Selmon, who also played for the University of Oklahoma. So Leroy would join his brothers at Oklahoma and put up one of the best defensive efforts by a college football team. The 1974 Sooners had one of the best defenses ever, and it helped that they were back-to-back national champs. Selman won the Lombardi Award for Best Defensive Player in college in 1975, and it looked pretty good. And all that. He was known as a gentle giant, and named to the NCAA Football Century Team, even. He was a smart academic student who knew what to do. And he did quite well. So, anyway, the 1976 NFL Draft came about, and Tampa was gifted the number 1 pick. They actually won a coin flip with Seattle, meaning that they got the draft first overall. And they took Leroy Selmon first overall from Oklahoma. Smart move, because he was one of the best defense players ever, and Tampa decided to build their team around the defense. Seattle ended up taking Steve Niehaus from Notre Dame as their number 1 pick, first ever draft pick. Although the Seahawks, not to nitpick, could have had Chuck Muncie, Joe Washington, Mike Haynes, Richard Todd, and even Mike Pruitt. So Seattle could have just gone that way and all that. So the Bucs knew what to do and all that. They even got the last pick in the second round and got an expansion pick, and took Dewey Selmon. So the Bucs took the 2 Selmon boys, Dewey and Leroy, in the same draft. Selmon was named Team MVP and Rookie of the Year. But of course, it doesn't help matters that Tampa had a crappy team in 1976. 0-14, anyone? 1977, they almost went winless as well, but won their last 2 games of the season. However, Tampa would pick things up, and in the next few years, play well defensively, and help Tampa even win the 1979 NFC Central. In their 4th year of existence, they went from shithole to division champs. Selmon had been to 6 straight Pro Bowls and was named Defensive Player of the Year in 1979, in the year that Tampa practically had a chance to go to the Super Bowl as the NFC champs, as they had the home game in the NFC title game, but lost to the Rams 9-0. So anyway, it was just amazing how Selmon could do so much. He was on the team that lost the first 26 games in their history, and then helped the Bucs win 3 playoff appearances out of 4 years. After a serious back injury, he decided to retire and leave at the end of the 1984 season. The Bucs, a couple years later, would retire as number 63 for all to see. So anyway, he knew what to do. And was the first player inducted to Tampa's Ring of Honor in 2009. He was active in many charities and all that. He was the South Florida athletic director, and it worked. The school near Tampa. He spearheaded things. He spearheaded the construction of a new athletic facility. He launched the football program and got South Florida into Conference USA and the Big East. So he knew what he could do. All that. In 1995, he was the first player primarily a Buck to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks will join him later, but yeah, Selmon did all that. And in 1985, he participated in the coin toss for Super Bowl 29. He was inducted to the South Florida Athletic Hall of Fame and has an expressway named after him. Unfortunately, though, Selmon suffered a massive stroke September 2011, which put him in critical condition. Unfortunately, a couple of days later, he died of complications from the stroke. And it was huge and all that. Members of the Bucs, the South Florida football team, attended. South Florida and Tampa would both wear number 63 on their decal on their helmets to honor Leroy Selmon. So yeah, it's not easy to give props to a player who started off with the Bucs when they've lost the first 26 games of the season. Not even Doug Williams, I can't do that. But Leroy Selmon deserves all he can get. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.